you to gently close your eyes if you're comfortable, to find a place within your heart that you can go to, opening to the guidance that is there for you, knowing that Divine Spirit is always present, guiding you in the silence, in the chaos, always present. joining us today for the meditation. May you take with you the guidance that may have come. Please know that you can find this quiet moment anytime you choose throughout your days and weeks ahead. If anything's come up that you would like prayer for, the prayer chaplains are available after service. If you're online, if you're on the camera, can't remember what we call it, you can go on the website and ask for prayer, and a prayer chaplain will get back to you. Live streaming is what you're doing up there. Happy days.
And oh, well, happy spring, I guess. So we have a very special guest with us today. Reverend Linda Martella Whitsitt is here. And the board was in retreat this weekend, but as she and I were walking onto campus with Chris this morning, she said, "Doesn't feel like spring, feels like autumn." Welcome to Northern California, right? So good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Deanne Morency. I'm the senior minister here at Unity in Marin. And if it's your first time here, welcome. We are so glad that you decided to join us, whether it's here in person or whether you're joining us on the live stream. We're a community that is really anchored in love, in the understanding that each of us is here to show up and be the love that is our true nature. And there's a lot of things in life right now and all the time, right, that seem to interfere with that understanding of ourselves and of others and of the world in general. And so here at Unity, we understand that we get to come together. We get to come together and share our wisdom and share our light and share our ability. Sometimes I'm not feeling so great, and someone might hold me and remind me of who I am. And other times, someone else isn't maybe able to hold themselves, and I get to hold them, right? We get to be there for each other. And at its heart, this community is really about connecting both within, but also connecting with each other. So it is lovely to have you here. I know it might have taken whatever it took for you to get here this morning. So our opening song, I'm going to invite Momo and Jeannie Skybrook to come on up. They're going to lead us in our opening community song. And the invitation is to use this song as an opportunity to unhook yourself a little bit, right? Unhook yourself from whatever is going on out there or in here, and just allow that centered space to arise within each of us.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, is in this very room. Everyone. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room.
we just keep breathing into this spaciousness. How good it is to know that through our yes, through our willingness, that it is possible for peace to make itself known, for love to make itself known, for compassion to arise. So as we center ourselves in this prayer field, I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise and encircle this community. I'm going to invite Kathleen O'D to come forward with the prayer box. I'm going to invite anyone who identifies themselves as someone who is anchoring consciousness to feel free to join in circling this space. Please know that if you're watching online, we are holding you, no matter when you're watching, right here with us. And so we are allowing ourselves the invitation is to just continue to open the heart, soften, quiet the mind, allowing the stillness that is our true nature, our true name, to make itself known right here, right now. Recognizing that one power, that one presence, that one life, that one love, that truly is all that there is. Just breathe in that allness. Because it's my life, it's your life, it's the life of each person here, it is the life of all. So I invite you in this moment to just place whatever it is that you're carrying into this space of possibility and potential and compassion and love. I invite you to place what you're carrying in your own heart. I invite you to place people, situations, circumstances into this sacred container that is one of healing, that is one of wholeness. Please feel free, if you wish, to speak names and situations aloud. And whether it's spoken or unspoken, just knowing that the intentionality of our yes activates the truth of who we are, activates the wholeness that is always available, activates the love, seeing the abundance for each of those who are named, seeing the power and the strength and the autonomy and the spiritual authority, seeing and knowing the gentleness and the healing and the compassion that is available to all, and truly allowing ourselves in this moment to anchor a world that truly works for everyone. How grateful I am for this opportunity right here, right now, to anchor and to know truth. I invite you to open your hearts. I invite you to connect with each person here, with all who are watching. I invite you to embrace and to envelop this campus, this country, this planet in that awareness of love, of light, and truth. And in agreement, I invite you to know with me, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Peace and blessings. You may be seated. I'm going to invite James Henry to come on up for our inspirational reading. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Reverend Deanne, and thank you. Good morning, Unity. Good morning, Unity. All right. So today's inspirational reading is from Unity's Lent booklet, In the Garden. This booklet is free and available in the lobby, in the courtyard, and in the seat backs in front of you, maybe. I know I took the last one in my row. I invite you at this time to let the words from In the Garden become part of your morning reflection, your morning meditation, or prayer. In this moment, in this very room, I invite you to take a deep breath and to pause, to close your eyes if you wish. I invite you to let these words become your words. And the affirmation for today is, on this day of Lent, I release doubt and choose to live with certainty and faith. In my daily life, I must make choices and decisions. I may find myself at a crossroads with two paths opening in front of me and not know which one to take. Doubt puts me in a place of suspicion and distrust. It immobilizes me and stops my progress toward the goodness that awaits me. When my heart is troubled by uncertainty or not knowing what to do, it is time to pause. Quieting my mind and bringing my attention to the point of light in my heart can help me restore my balance and give me back the peace, boldness, courage, or firmness that my soul seeks. In a balanced and serene mind, responses flow spontaneously and naturally. Let us keep in mind that in God there is no hesitancy or vacillation. Everything is ordered and clarified. From that awareness, I choose to live my day. Once again, the affirmation for today is, on this day of Lent, I release doubt and choose to live with certainty and faith. Please know this with me. On this day of Lent, I release doubt and choose to live with certainty and faith. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm glad you're here today. Aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So as James mentioned, the booklets, the Lent booklets are here, and if you're online, you can order them at unitymarin.org. We also have weekly video inspirations by our own Unity and Marin prayer chaplains, which are very insightful. So feel free to make yourself available to those online. And we are all part of the welcome team, and I'm so proud of myself. I met somebody new today. And I'm really shy. But So I met Melanie today. She's here. She saw us online. She heard about us online. So if you see her, make sure you introduce yourself to her, because I know she's new. And we have a potluck hospitality out in the courtyard. Everyone's welcome. And if you feel like bringing and sharing great healthy items to share, you can drop them off during the week. Make sure you check it in with Brandon. And if you are a first-time guest, we do have a board table outside if you have more questions about what we do here and what we're all about. But everyone, I'll see you in the courtyard. And then if you would like to connect with Reverend Deanne, you can do that by text, by texting the word welcome to the telephone number you see above me or on the screen, and she will respond to you in a timely manner. We're also really hip because we do social media. So we do the TikTok, the Instagram, the Threads, the Blue Sky, whatever. So anyway, if that's your thing, you can connect to us by social media. And we also have what we call a spiritual connection card, and you can see on there information that you might want to share with us or share with Deanne. It's also a way to get prayer support for 60 days. And so feel free to fill that out. That's part of the bulletin that you received when you walked in, or if you're online, you'll see the connection card online. We also have lots of events. Whip out your camera. Whip out your camera. Take a picture. Take a picture. Lots going on. We are a campus that moves in action, right? So we have our principles and we want to move in the right direction. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of stuff. We should be proud of ourselves. Yes? That shows that we're active and we're like on the move. And along with that, we have a vision and mission statement with core values. So please join me in stating our vision statement. A world spiritually awakened and transformed through realizing our divine potential. Our mission statement. Unity in Marin is a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service. We honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world. And our core values, connectivity, inclusivity, and authenticity. And we're going to highlight inclusivity. Cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity and value the uniqueness of every person. We widen our lens to understand and honor the lived experiences of others. We are enriched and become more as we consciously question our assumptions. We cultivate a space of belonging for all before they come in the door. And today's flower sponsor is by Lee and Alan Young for their daughter who is 15 years old. I can't even believe this. Leilani, I remember her like here. So blessings and love from Mom, Dad, and Sissy. Today's hospitality sponsors from you, what? Oh, she switched. Okay, so flower and hospitality, again from Unity and Marin. For Rita McLean, happy birthday with love from all your friends. Yay. And today's hospitality sponsor, again, is Unity and Marin. A very special thank you to Linda Anderson Henry for all the extra work done to obtain the new mortgage. And if anyone has ever done mortgage work, that is such a thankless job, but we thank you. So thank you, thank you. And if anyone else would like to be a hospitality and flower sponsorship, please see Charcel in the courtyard. And we'll invite Deanne. Okay.
Me first.
One of you people.
So every week, Unity in Marin exists and thrives and does all of the good work that we do for ourselves and for the world because of people serving, because people say yes and they show up in sacred service. And so each week we highlight and we give gratitude and appreciation to someone or someones who have been present in service. And so this week, we are honoring Frank and Claire Gallardo. So they are like stealth, right? They might even be outside right now. They are, oh, there they are. You got to wave, you two. I love it when people really are surprised. They're part of the facilities team. They're outside welcoming people on Sundays. They're at the welcome table. They just, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. We have the fabulous Momo as our soloist today, so I'm going to invite her up. And we're going to segue directly from Momo right into Linda Martelowitz. So most of you are familiar with her name because she and I wrote a book together, so it's not as if her name hasn't been bandied around in this environment. She works with the board to create growth and expansion within our board. This is her second year coming out and doing a board retreat with us. She was the vice president of Silent Unity for many, many, many years. And she is retired from that particular position, but she is now serving the way she's serving us. So she has 4 books, and one of those books on healing and wholeness is what she's going to be speaking to today. So without further ado, we're going to go from Momo to Linda.
the start. Believe in the magic right here in your heart. Believe all these things, not because I told you to. If you believe in yourself, believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, like I believe in you. Believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still. Click your heels 3 times. If you from the start, believe in the magic right here in your heart. Believe all these things, not because I told you to. If you believe in yourself, believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself as I believe in you. incredible teachings of unity in a way that makes a difference in your life and in the life of all those who surround you. So that's my intention for this morning. When my daughter and I were co-writing my third book, This Life Is Yours, we had this aha moment from all of our thinking and dwelling upon it in studies and everything. We had this realization that there is a predominant upside down thought in humanity. Upside down thought. And you know when it occurred to me? You're going to laugh. When I went to IKEA. Giles and I needed a sofa bed when we relocated. We went to IKEA, and I don't know about you, my heart beats faster when I get through into the maze of IKEA and the gajillion pieces of parts that frighten me, to tell you the truth, right? So we got the sofa bed, we brought it home. I had never put a piece of furniture together because of my aversion to it. We looked at the booklet. There's only 24 pages. We're like, oh, we should be able to do that together. So, I'm the organizer. I put all the parts out on the floor. I was the reader of the instructions, and Giles was assembling. So we did really, really well up to like page, 7, 8, 9, I don't remember which. And all of a sudden, we went to the next page, and we couldn't get the part on the way it was supposed to be. And, Giles has been known in the past to break furniture at that point because he's going to make it work. I said, stop, let's go back. Sure enough, when we turned the page back, we had put the last part on upside down. Now, you know as well as I do, if we had proceeded to either break the furniture or make it work, by the time we got to the end, the finished picture would look nothing like the cover of the booklet. You know what I mean? So upside down isn't very functional, that's all. It's just not very functional. So Alicia and I, as metaphysicians, we found lots of ways that applies in our life. And so for us, we really discovered from our conversations with friends and from the work we were doing about healing, about wholeness, we discovered that predominant upside down is endemic to humanity. It's at the heart of what I think it was Emily Cady said is the awful emptiness and homesickness at the heart of us. It's that fundamental kind of human insecurity, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm unworthy, I'm not enough. But the thought is, and you might have said it a time or two, I know I have, when I'm in the midst of something tough and somebody's trying to cheer me up, and I'd say, well, I'm only human. Does that sound familiar? Holy cow, I'm only human. What a outrageous, a reason to feel outraged at the recognition that somehow I got that message. Do you know? I didn't ask for that message, did you? I didn't ask to have that feeling of feebleness, that feeling of weakness as a human being, and neither did you. And it's taken me how many decades of my lifetime to really understand it's not mine. That idea, that upside down thought, I don't have to own that. You don't have to own that, right? Does that do something to say to you, I don't have to believe that? I don't have to, because it was given to me, I don't have to say it must be mine. But how many thoughts like that are part of your upside down understanding of the world? And I bet you that's one of the reasons you come to Unity, because we teach a different message than that, right? And one that empowers us rather than has us steeped in insufficiency. Because that's really what that idea of I'm only human, that means I'm not going to take responsibility for my experience. That means, I'm helpless and I need someone else. So the challenge with it is that it really has an effect on us. To believe I'm only human has a terrible effect on us. it causes the reaction of lowering our vital energy because there's physiological response to our thoughts. You notice that, and of course it's part of our teachings, right? And so we lower our energy, and then we worry why we can't feel better or whatever, is because we're steeping ourselves in that thought of, I'm not enough. I can never be enough. Wow. You know, and what really concerns me is that we give that message to the next generation. The world does that, not you personally, right? The world does that. And that, to me, is such an injustice. I mean, that's how we got to that idea of I'm only human, is it was given to us. And we want to not pass that along. Are you with me? Sure don't want to pass that idea along. But I think what has happened in humanity, if you look at history, that one of the broad effects of that mindset, I'm only human mindset, is that we cry out for a savior. If I'm insufficient, if I'm helpless, if I can't get my own life together, then I need a savior to do that for me. And this is where the development of the savior coming to swoop in and rescue has come from. And that's what religion developed to help ease the angst that comes from the thought, I'm only human. Does that make sense? I mean, it really it's logical and it's understandable, but that's a consequence of that, of harboring that idea that I'm only human. Because what comes along with that is something must be missing, wrong, or broken about me. Just feel that. Boy, she's so inspiring today, isn't she? We're going to turn it around. We are. But you don't have to look any further than our systems of medicine, our penal systems, all the systems that we've been operating with, particularly in the West, particularly in this country, that all continue that idea of insufficiency. I went to the doctor when I was in the best shape of my life, and she was bound and determined to find something that was wrong with me. Now, that's her job, right? I'm not knocking medicine when you need medicine, but looking until she could feel successful, that she found something that we need to take care of. That's our system, unlike an Eastern system of medicine where we're going to keep you well. We're going to work on the prevention aspects to the degree where then if I fail, if you get sick, the mentality of the professionals, right? Totally different way of thinking. The penal system, you might have heard of maybe a fictional society, maybe there's an actual one, where when a wrongdoer comes before the community, instead of locking them away where there's no chance of rehabilitation, they surround them and they sing their name, they tell them who they are, they insist that they clean up their act and serve the community as a way of atoning for their bad behavior. Whole different system, you see. So it's just, if you look, you can really see the effects of the mindset, I'm only human. Wow. Well, I'm not going to belabor this any further, because in Unity we have a whole different story. Of course we're human. Are you not? Of course I'm human. But the story doesn't end there, does it? When I get to the end of my human, I can know there's more to me than this. And what is that? It's my divinity. I am 100% human, 100% divine. I know you've never heard that from Reverend Deanne, not even once, right? Yeah, that's the message. But to think about what that means to you, to know that. And to know that at a time when you're struggling with something deep, to know I am 100% human, but I can't say, because I know better, I can't say I'm only human, because there's an absolute limit to what I can do humanly. Boy, haven't we all walked into that wall? But when I understand for myself, I'm also 100% divine, spiritual. When I understand that, now I can give myself access to an infinity of capacity. Studying your 12 powers, right? Any of those capacities, your prayer chaplains can help you with that. They know how to pray in such a way to remind you of the power that is within you during tough times, right? So, people oftentimes, even in Unity, I've heard, the thought that, that healing happens, that I'm waiting for healing to happen to me. And so another upside down thought that comes from that primary upside down thought is that that healing happens to me. The right side up thought is, I heal. Feel the difference for yourself. I heal. Now, there's something attached to that, right? Because how do I heal? When do I heal? All of that. I heal as I claim my rightful 100% spiritual nature. I heal as I claim it and put it into action in my life. When I can embody the principle of wholeness, I heal, as an example, right? And why would that be important? Because nothing, like if I'm experiencing sickness, it's just very, very easy to feel only human during that time. I'm having only human sneezing and snot and all the effects of not feeling well. It's really easy to just succumb to that only human, right? But how about if I deal with my human condition in the way that's necessary? I'm certainly going to afford myself of Kleenex and of medicine if needed, and rest, and all the things that are necessary physically for my healing time. But I'm not going to have to be mistaken by the thought that that's all that's going on. Because meanwhile, my nature is infinite. Meanwhile, my spirit is soaring, and wholeness is the truth about me. I can't be separated into this part's sick and this part's well, or this, right? We're not Kentucky Fried Chicken, after all. We're not pieces and parts. There's only wholeness. Oh, you like that? I'm often an unintentional comedian, so thank you. But the wholeness means nothing could ever be missing, wrong, or broken. Can we hear that? That's what wholeness means. Nothing could. Now, it can look that way through my human experience. It can feel that way. But what if I were to really take to heart that idea? I am 100% human and I'm 100% divine. What am I going to do with that divinity that I am? How can I ask that part of me to lead the way during a time of trouble, Like, so to know there is more to me than this. So healing, in my understanding, in my definition, is claiming, it's reclaiming, really, my full identity. It's seeing myself truly, and then it's being able to establish where am I going to act from. Even when I'm going to humanly take good care of myself, I can direct that from my spiritual power. Right? From that place of spiritual power, I can direct that. And I can not kid myself about what is real, because wholeness means I'm whole, and the whole me steps through my human experience, even if it's an unwanted experience. I'm whole as I go through that, and I arrive to like a state of healing from that, whole. Right? There's never a broken, nothing ever breaks along the way of that, even if things are difficult. So, where does that healing happen? It happens here in spiritual understanding, right? It happens that way. See, none of this is new, is it? It's not new, but hopefully it's a reminder. So, as we said, if I'm if I am experiencing an illness process, then I might want to tune into that aspect of my nature that is wholeness, that is divine life, right? I have an example from my days in San Antonio with one of the members who was a board member also, who was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis as a young man. He was a dad of preteen boys, and he was, he wasn't even, I think, 40 years old at that time. Anyway, very quickly things developed where he had to leave his job and get onto disability, and he was fraught with worry about being an example to his children and being healthy, being there for them, being able to, even with all the things that were troubling about his physical condition. And I remember many, many long conversations with him and prayerful times with him until he got the conviction of life. He got the conviction of divine life is my life. And what that meant for him was putting that into action in ways that even when that fear would come up, when he'd have to go into the hospital because something wacky was going on physically, he would call himself back. He'd experience that, He'd experience it as a human, which we want to. We want to feel our humanity. And then he would take a breath and he would say, how do I know wholeness even right now? And so what this led him to do was in the morning when he would wake up, he would, wiggle his fingers and toes if they worked, and if he could put his legs off the bed and stand up, then he knew that he could carry on, physically that day. But on days where that became impossible, and there were those days, he began to think about how else could I use this time? If I have to remain in bed today because that's what my body needs, what else? That's not a wasted day. What am I going to do? And so he learned, he would call his family members to mind and pray for them, and he would hold them in mind and be their champions. He would think, and he would read things that inspired him, and he would use the time as well as he possibly could, knowing that this too is my life, right? This is not the extent of my life, this physical condition. It sure can feel like it though, can't it? And so the practices that we select to do at those times where we're struggling make all the difference to us in how we're going to navigate the time. Because really, if we're recovering from something, we're going to recover. It's going to take whatever time it takes. The question is, how am I going to use that time? What am I going to be thinking? How am I going to be behaving? What am I going to cling to and draw from within me? What power do I have spiritually? Do you like this? Is this helpful? Yeah. And my dad demonstrated this last year in February. He made his transition at almost 94. No, he had just turned 94. Well, anyway, he claimed divine life when he was dying. Think about that. He died so well. He was active, never physically in years because he was wheelchair bound, but he would make stained glass art every day for hours in his assisted living bathroom. He called it his shower shop. And he was dedicated. He put out hundreds of pieces in a couple of years' time, including the beautiful treasures that I have in my home. And 3 days before he died, he was determined he was going to finish that final piece. My sister had to literally hold his hand because he was dozing off, and we're talking about, welding equipment. We're talking about dangerous stuff, right? She helped him until he finished that, and then he laid down and he breathed his last. What a demonstration of fearless love for life, and just life is the principle. Life is the principle. The whole me breathed his last breath. You know, and that's healing. There's a healing right there, right? Whew. So what if we could become more masterful at dealing with our difficult situations by understanding that I am 100% human, and so I allow for all the feelings of that, for all the physical remedies and processes that I need in order to take good care of myself physically, and I am 100% spiritual, and let me bring that to the table. Let me bring my spiritual awareness into this so that I help myself immensely in how I stay on the side of wholeness and truth, you know? So for a moment, just think, maybe even close your eyes and think about someone in your life experience, maybe recently, hopefully, that, you know, you've had some challenges with, that they irritate you. Or, you know, or vice versa. They stop talking to me, right? Or someone that you're struggling with in relationship, but it matters to you because here they are on your mind. Here they are on your mind, right? And so to understand the human feelings that come up, maybe some frustration, maybe real regret, maybe longing to reconnect, understanding that, and then turning to divine love, the unifying power, the harmonizing power. And ask yourself, if I were to embody harmony, if I were to embody unity, to know that they and I are never separate, you know, how might I experience this relationship differently? What would it mean to really claim harmony and unity? Think about what could happen. How would my thoughts be different? What might I say and do differently? Embodying divine love. You can open your eyes. Yeah. So, you know, what we know that we can do, what I'm convinced today that I have the power for. You know, Jesus demonstrated this in his ministry. He demonstrated this. You think about that. Jesus standing as the light of the world, standing as the Christ, knowing his Christ nature, which just simply means he knew his spiritual self. He knew that aspect of him that was pure spirit. He knew that. And he's standing there, humanly standing there with other people, and someone comes before him, please heal me. Jesus never said, let me heal you. Your faith has made you whole, right? And the way I interpret that, your faith makes you whole. No, you are, he said you are made whole. That's the way it's written, at least in the English translation of it. You are made whole. You are made of wholeness. Like wholeness is what you are made of, right? And he would say, hey, take up that bed and walk. Take up your bed, right? They'd look at him, and then they'd take up their bed and walk. And we wonder, oh, he was performing miracles. Jesus was demonstrating wholeness, and it's all he was seeing in that other person was their wholeness, the truth about them. Never said, oh, ain't it awful? What are the doctors saying? You know, are you going to be okay? Not a word. No. Take up your bed. Go. Walk. In other words, get rid of that crutch and go forward. Live your life. And the crutch is that body of thought that says, I'm only human. And all the similar thoughts to that, right? That's the work. Jesus said, take up your bed and walk. And isn't that a wonderful way to think about what is possible? All right. So, to heal, H-E-A-L. H, to hold that principle of wholeness, of divine love, of strength, whatever principle you're going to take hold of, depending on your circumstance, you hold it. In other words, you're going to live with that principle. You're going to study it. You're going to be writing affirmations for yourself. You're going to give yourself the constant message of that principle. You're going to hold it. Then E, H-E, you're going to embody it. How am I going to think with that principle? How am I going to move forward using that principle in my life? And then A, I'm going to hold myself accountable, maybe get an accountability partner so that I really do that work. You know, times of healing, aren't they when you look back on them, aren't they the most powerful spiritual times of your life when you're practicing? They have been for me. Some of the most terrible times of my life have turned out to be the most deep and rich spiritually because I need to put truth to work. Right? I need to prove that principle in my life. And then L, live as fully as possible in, making what's the word? Making room for the circumstance itself. In other words, doing what is possible considering the circumstances at the time, right? You can't do everything if you're in bed sick, but what can you do? And spiritually, what can you do? So, H-E-A-L, this is how we heal. Are you with me? I'm so grateful for your attention, and I'd love for us to anchor this in a brief meditation experience, okay? Let's focus on wholeness. Yay. So, for a few moments, just tune into your own physicality. You know, just at the thought of your body, you're blessing it. So tune in. And just move through your body and, be grateful. Feel the appreciation for your beautiful organ systems, starting with the skin, the muscles and bones, the connective tissues, all those internal organs, your brain, your heart. Oh. Ooh, your lungs. Bless your body. Notice for a moment your emotions. What's up for you? What are you feeling? Let them in. Let them express. They're appropriate and essential, even if they seem unreasonable. Just feel your feelings. Inviting yourself to know and recognize I am 100% human and I'm 100% spiritual, divine. Let me open to infinity right now. Invite yourself into infinity, to stretch beyond the physical. And what of that infinity do you want to focus upon? Is it omniscience, peace, courage? Oh, there's an infinity of capacity. And here in this expanse, this infinite view, has me recognize that there can be no absence, only presence. Presence. So let's steep in the power of that presence, of that capacity that you are tuning into right now. Infinite love, infinite peace, infinite knowing, infinity in silence. I am a divine human with infinite capacity. Tell yourself the great truth. I am a divine human with infinite capacity. I am a divine human with infinite capacity. Breathe in, breathe out. Tell yourself that one more time and send that into the cells of your physicality. I am a divine human, infinite potential, infinite capacity. And so it is, and so it is. Amen? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. So as I mentioned, we had our annual meeting last Sunday, and thank you to everyone who showed up. And we're going to install the board for this year. Isn't that fun? So I'd like the board members to please come on up here. Monica, do you want to chair, or what are you feeling? Okay. Somebody can stand next to her on the stairs there. And we can kind of come on up here. So, and people can stay right here on the front. That's good. That'll work. So, what we know and believe here in Unity is that to serve is the greatest commitment that we can make. It's an expression of our love, of our commitment, and to be asked to lead is the highest honor of all. And so the Board of Trustees for Unity in Marin stand before you because they have said yes to renewing their commitment to being a part of this board, of this leadership, once again. And this is about respect between the community and between the board, and you have asked them to take on the holy work of leadership and discernment and guidance, and they need your support, and they need your faith, and they need your energy and your commitment. We're mirroring back, right? Mirroring back. So the work of this community is the work of people. That's what we are here at Unity in Marin. And we are building the world that we dream of, yes? That's what we're doing. We're building the world that we dream of. And so while it may require poring over budget sheets or dealing with fundraising or spending time in meetings going over the smallest little details, it also is about shared laughter. And it's about outright frustration. And in the midst of all of that, it is sacred. It is sacred, for it's in the pursuit of an authentic and empowered community. So I have a question that I'm going to ask of the board. I'm going to read out these statements, and if you agree, you're going to say, I do, okay? So, do you promise to share your gifts and talents with humility and vulnerability in service to Unity in Marin?
I do.
Do you commit to being open and receptive to the needs of the community?
I do.
Do you promise to support the growth and ever-expanding vision of this spiritual community and leadership?
I do.
And do you commit to Unity in Marin's mission to be a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service as we care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world?
I do.
So through your willingness to serve the spiritual community with love, faith, and joy, it is my honor to install all of you as the board of directors. Now, we're not done. We're not done. I want everyone, if you can stand up, stand up. I want you to connect with someone in here. I want everyone to be connected with someone else in here. And then the people in the front row can connect in with the board. So touch a shoulder, touch a hand, so that we're all one big mob. And we're holding you up there, and we're holding those in the live stream too. Right? And I want you all out there to think, maybe it'll be me up here next year. So I'm going to ask all of you as the members of Unity in Marin, and if you are in agreement, you will all say we will. Are we ready? Will you offer love and trust and energy and support to your board, responding when they seek your input, showing up when they tell you that work needs to be shared, and listening carefully when they speak of the life of this community? And so it is. Yay. All right, let's bless them, shall we? We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. And so it is. It's on you, baby. Oh.
She doesn't sing?
No, and we...
Okay.
Oh, it's Momo. Sorry, Debbie.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone that goes astray, someone will call to lead the way. I believe, I believe the storm above us smallest prayer can still be heard. I believe that someone in the great unknown is every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry or touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry or touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Then I know why I believe.
For lessons.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woohoo!
Thank you, Momo. All right, discussion circle gives you an opportunity to visit Reverend Linda's table. She has books for sale. This is the one that she'll be highlighting at the free workshop this afternoon. It's free to everyone. and it's called This Life Is Yours. So books out for sale, workshop here starting at noon to 2, free to everyone. This is the last week to register for the affirmative prayer for personal practice. So not to worry if you missed the first class, that has been recorded and you'll have access to that, but this is the last week for you to register. And then more of Linda and Deanne with Discover Your Divinity Retreat, and that takes place in Kansas, right? Where you click your 3 hills? Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri, where you click your heels 3 times and you're back home. Is that when you said, Momo? Click your heels? Yeah, somewhere out there. And John Slater's memorial service, the facility's at full capacity. So you're welcome to watch the memorial online because the facility is at full capacity. Did you hear me? So there already will be over 200 people here, so you can watch, again, his service online. And that will take place Sunday, April 6th. We have come to our giving and receiving portion of our service, and the ushers will be coming around shortly. And while they're getting organized, I'll highlight ways that you can give. There's the app, the QR code, the envelope in your bulletin, or you can mail your donations in. All are appreciated. And this is the time for you to place your connection card in the basket if you have filled that out. And before we get started on this portion, could we all say our offering affirmation together? I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. Thank you. Ushers, come forward, and Momo.
When I'm down and oh, my soul is weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, I am still and sit here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulder. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Thank you, Momo. Well, next Sunday is the first Sunday of the month. That means you must check your lost and found. Because we're gonna lose it. We're gonna lose your items. So make sure you check it out today, check it out on next Sunday, and then they go poof, and we start all over again. Okay. And then we need volunteers for our Easter flower team. So even if you're not a beautiful flower arranger, like me, you can stick those little stems in the little thingamajiggies, because that's all I want you to do is stick the little things in the thingamajiggy. And for that, you get free pizza. Come on. Come on. So come on in. We're going to do it on Saturday, April 19th. Stick the little flower stems in the little thingamajiggies, and you get free pizza. I mean, wow. Wow. So Deanne's going to go on vacation, and we're going to have a couple of wonderful guests, one of them being an echo chaplain. Do you want to know what an echo chaplain is? Me too. So come on Sunday, April 27th to see Martin Wagner, and he will explain the audacious grace of our planet in crisis. Whoa, that's a lot. So that would be April 27th. And then Dr. Cindy Agger speaks on May 4th, and her title is What is My Legacy? And then that will kick off our book study. So remember that list I told you to take a picture of that no one whipped out their camera for? This is one of it. Okay. And then obviously Deanna is going on vacation because she needs to. She just needs to. Okay. Will the prayer chaplains please rise? These are members of our community who are making themselves available after service today. Please avail yourself to their service. Everything's done in confidentiality, and you are welcome to share whatever is on your heart. Thank you so much. And then at this time, I believe we want children or the youth. Do we have youth? On cue. Here they are. Oh, teens. Lots of teens. Yeah, let's welcome them. Wow.
That we share for the youth of the world, the youth that are here with us, and the youth that we still are in our hearts. So I invite you to extend your hands and your hearts as we know this blessing together. You are the perfect expression of divine light. We love you exactly the way you are. And so it is.
And let's say our prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God.
And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And so it is. Let's sing our community song.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, 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 left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
Yes! Happy Sunday, everybody. You can see Linda with her books out in the courtyard, and the workshop will start at noon. It's free to everyone.